everyone, I'm JD from Lowbound Journals, and today I have two very fun books to share with you. These are antique French books. So I got them from France, from Etsy, and aren't they just stunning? This one is from 1910, this one is from 1909, and I'd never seen books like this before, but in the listing there were maybe 20 of them from different years, and I ended up getting two of them because I thought that I would be able to use one and keep one. I always struggle. I have a problem with like hoarding my favorite supplies. So if I have two, then I can hoard one and use the other. And I was thinking these are such a great size to turn into a journal. I can just use the covers as they are for a beautiful journal, and I thought I could do one for my shop, and if I fell in love with the cover, then I would have the option to keep one for me as well. But let's have a look at all of these wonderful pages. I ended up getting these books because it's sort of like a paper pad, like a vintage French paper pad, where you get a nice variety of like all different types of pages. Like this one's got the maps here, and then we've got charts, we've got ones with illustrations, we've got ones with writing space and these kinds of things, diagrams. Some pages have color on them. So there's a really lovely variety of pages in here. And I especially love, I love these pages, especially the ones with the lines, because obviously you can write on them. And there's so many different ways to use them. You can bind them into journals as pages, and the great thing is this is sewn in as signatures, so I can just get my seam ripper. Let me show you that tool if you haven't seen this tip already. You just use a seam ripper to break those threads, and that way you have a double page spread that you can bind into your journal, so the pages are the right way up. If you don't have that, excuse my voice, and it's glued in, you can definitely just rip them out one at a time, and you can washi tape them together or masking tape them together, which I love doing, to create that hinge and bind them into your journal so they're still the right way up. But yeah, it's much easier if you have sewn in signatures like this book. And going to the back, I just want to show you this. Like, look at that really interesting cover, back cover, and then this one folds out like this, and we have a little pocket here, so that could be an interesting page right there to add into a journal. And you can see all these wonderful pages, lots of fun imagery here, and I wish I could read it. I wish I knew what it said, but that's kind of part of the charm of why I love the vintage French ephemera and documents and books. So I just want to show you, where is it? Like these pages, these ones here are my favorites. These ones, they're very interesting. Like, look at these. And the great thing is that it's out of copyright, so I can scan these and then use them again and again in my journals, and I can make them bigger, I can make them smaller. Like, these are my favorite pages. Got some more charts here. And then we have sort of like, I don't know if it's a diary or an agenda, because it's got the months, and for each of the months it has these, I don't know, is it a weekly page spread? I'm not quite sure, but I like those as well. So you can see them all throughout. And yeah, it's great also for collage. I don't have to just use it for pages of a journal. I can rip up the pages, turn them into collage, make lots of tags, make lots of journal cards with them. For example, I don't have to just rip them up and patch them together. I can cut out like individual pieces to turn them into journal cards. So that's that one. Let me show you a flip through of this one here. They're very similar, but they do have some different illustrations. Like, I could cut that one out, turn that into a journal card. I can cut all these little pieces out, turn them into ready-made journal cards. So fun. Look at that. Love, 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 love. So similar type of thing in here. Not every page is useful, but the great thing is they're double-sided, so I can use the other page. And like I said, I can rip up anything that I don't want and use it for collage, because you can always decorate over the top of collage using stamps and stickers and that kind of thing. Got some color pages here. That's fun. I really have to take my time and go through these books one at a time, like page by page, so I can really appreciate all of the pages, because I don't want to miss anything, like a gem of a page. But as you can see, there are a lot of pages, so that would take me quite a while to go through every single page. But this one, what I love about this one as well is that it does have a little bit of writing. Now let me try and remember where it is. So some of the pages have a bit of, here it is, a bit of scribble and stuff. But look at this page. I think this is the only page that has writing. So look at that. Look at that script. It is lovely. So I'm glad I have one book that has it blank and one with the writing. And then going back to this side, these pages are really fun too. These are lovely full color pages. That's great. And flipping to the back here, it just goes on and on. So many pages. This is the one that flips out as well, like so. I believe I got it from, the shop is called LaFrenchRiviera. No, wait, I can't speak French, so forgive me. LaFrenchRiviera or something like that. It's one of my favorite Etsy shops. There's a bunch of vintage French shops that I love, where I get actual pieces from France. Let me see if I can remember. They're all in like French, so I struggle to remember the names of the shops. One I think is called Diversities. Another one I think is called La Belle France or something. And there's other ones that I have my eye on too, like Forever French and Souvenir de la France. And I'm probably forgetting a whole bunch more, but basically what I do is I just search vintage French ephemera or vintage French documents or papers, and I look for where it comes from. So I choose the ones that come from France rather than ones that come from either like America or Europe, Britain, that type of thing. Just because postage is cheaper to Australia from France, and I kind of like the idea of getting it from France. It seems more authentic to me, more special. And then I will favorite shops that are based in France and that have affordable shipping. And then that way you get notifications on Etsy that show you when they get new stock in. And that's how I discovered these ones. So I had one of the shops favorited, and this came up in the notification, and I managed to be able to grab two of these. They sold out real quick, and there were so many of them. But yeah, these vintage French shops and items tend to be highly sought after in the junctional world, at least. So these shops that I favorite, often when they put things in their shop, they will go like straight away. So it's just a bit of a luck of the draw type thing. It's whenever you're on and when you see it. And I love it because it's kind of like online thrifting, online op shopping, where when you go into an op shop, you have no idea what you will find. You could find nothing, or you could find a special treasure. And that's how I sort of do it on Etsy, because where I live, they don't have many vintage, they don't have any vintage places really. They have some secondhand stores where you might find some vintage goodies, and every now and then you might find some vintage goodies in the op shops, which are just thrift shops. But yeah, this is a way for me to find like actual treasures that I love. So vintage French is my favorite, and I always get questions, where do you get your vintage French supplies from? For me, it's pretty much 90% of the time from Etsy. So go check out Etsy. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.